Good evening, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? It's me, Mitch. It's Wednesday. This whole week has been screwed up. You all know why, I guess. And if I seem a little loopy tonight, I probably am. And if I sound a little wasted, I probably am. But the show must go on, and I made it to about 3 o'clock before I had to take some more pain pills. I'm surprised I made it that long, and I was trying to hold out, but it started to get bad, and I said, no, I'm not going to let it get as bad as it did yesterday. So I went and took my 2 pills. It took about 15, 20 minutes for them to kick in. And I'm talking about a pretty nice dose of oxycodone. And you get kind of high and you get kind of happy. So put up with me tonight if I maybe slur a little word or I stop talking and have to think for a second. Understand, this is Mitch on drugs. And you know how that commercial goes. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Well, thank God for those drugs, because there's no way that I wouldn't be incapacitated with the amount of pain that this thing causes. And I'm telling you, these things, whatever the concoction of 2 different prescriptions they gave me, it completely takes it away and lasts a long time. So, and I think maybe one of the reasons they're so effective on me is because in 2 years I haven't taken so much as an aspirin. Not a Tylenol, not an NSAID, nothing, no drugs whatsoever. So it's like somebody who hasn't had a drink for 10 years and drinks one drink and gets drunk. You know, my body hasn't built up any kind of a tolerance for that. I hope it stays that way throughout the course of this thing, but we'll see. We'll see. I also had another not unexpected, let's call it a disappointment. When I left the hospital yesterday, they gave me a sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper, it said, follow up with a urologist in 2 to 3 days. So first thing this morning, right after I got done with my live stream, I came in here and I called the urologist. The urologist that is on this piece of paper here. This guy right there. And I got his receptionist and I explained. I said, I was in the hospital yesterday for a kidney stone. They did this and that. They said to follow up with a urologist, and here's the urologist. And they gave me this guy's name. So I guess I need to come in and see you. And the first words out of her mouth was, well, we're not booking any new patients for about 3 months. And I said, I need to see a urologist in 2 to 3 days, they said. So she went and looked, and she had a cancellation next Thursday. I'm hoping by next Thursday I'm completely done with this. But I have a funny feeling that this urologist is going to be useless, like so many of the doctors out there that are just so busy, they can't see you when you need them. Our healthcare system is getting to be like Canada's and England's, where you got to make an appointment 6 months in advance to get your teeth cleaned. It's crazy. It's nuts out there. How do people who have all kinds of conditions get any kind of medical care, even if it's bad medical care? So I immediately called my son. I told you he had connections at the hospital here. And he called the president of the hospital, because he's on the board. He knows the guy very well. And they made arrangements. They'll have a urology surgeon on call by this weekend. For the next 2 days, they won't have one there at the hospital. But if something comes up and I find that I have to get something taken care of quick, at least I'm covered. But when you try to rely on these doctors, I had the same problem with my dermatologist. I don't know how many of you remember when I put out that video. I just fired my doctor. But a guy I've been going to for years and years and years, I had something I needed to see him about, and the soonest he could see me was 4 months away. And I got pissed and I fired him. I have since rehired him because he had no idea what his office staff was doing. He had no idea. I went back there and I said, let me talk to him. And I said, his name was Anthony. I said, Anthony, what the hell is with this? What do you mean I got to wait 4 months to see? He says, I didn't know anything about that. And we set up a little code that if I need to see him, I make sure and tell his front desk henchman a certain thing, and he'll make sure the message gets to him, and I'll get right in to see him. So I feel better about it, and I rehired the guy. But that's the state of our medical community. I guess I don't have to tell many of you about that. I think even the VA is easier to get an appointment with, and that used to be the worst. So that's where I stand on that. I took the pain pills. The pain went away. I'm hoping that I can sleep through the night without having to take more of it, and maybe I'll get into the morning. And I'll keep telling you what I'm going through with this thing. So when I see it tomorrow morning on the morning coffee live stream, I'll tell you whether I made it through the night. I imagine you're interested in case something like this happens to you. I'm telling you what you might expect from it. So good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. Crowd is coming in. We got Ellen here with us. Let me bring Ellen in. How you doing?
Hello, good evening, boss. I'm sorry I hope I didn't make you nervous. I was slid in at the last minute here.
I saw that. Well, I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
I was worried.
That's right. You're high on the pain pills.
Yeah, and I said, what happened to her? I thought maybe something happened. I thought maybe something with your dad or
No.
Because you were in the chat at 7 o'clock saying hi to the early birds, and then you disappeared. I texted you, and you didn't answer my text.
I know. I was out driving, so I was driving.
Oh my God! Okay.
Look at the phone, and then I was rushing. I ran in the house and just put my stuff on and got myself.
That's okay. I figured that when you get here, even if it was late, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
I know you are fine without me. But.
Well, I'm better with you, I think.
But I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you took the pills if you need them. And yeah, we'll experience Mitch. Mitch buzzed Mitch. I'll keep you in if you start to.
And we'll see if I
act a little too strange. I'll start waving.
And we'll see if I make the whole stream or I say, "Hey guys, I'm going to bed." I didn't get a lot of sleep last night either, so I'll give it my all. You know, once I get going, though, I seem to find energy from somewhere. So we'll keep it going. I hope there's a lot of questions and things to engage us. And I'm going to start. I don't really have any. You know, I talk so much. I do so many live streams. I don't save up much stuff to talk about, and so it's. I'm hoping tonight will be mostly just interacting with all you out there in the chat, and it's good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to be able to be seen in the middle of this little adventure. And it is an adventure because it's going to last a week or more. Crazy. Who is that? Fran Mariah says you're looking and sounding good.
You are.
Well,
I'm impressed.
That's the most important thing. Like Billy Crystal says, when doing Fernando, remember Fernando, Billy Crystal's character, Fernando? Darling, you look marvelous, he says.
Marvelous, yeah.
And he says, it's better to look good than to feel good.
Yeah.
And one more thing I want to tell you in advance. I'm going to tell you this in advance. If you see this pop up, okay, and you hear music,
okay,
you'll excuse me for 2 or 3 minutes. I am drinking so much frigging water.
Um,
It's crazy, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
mhm.
I know I don't. I know it's not proper on any diet to drink too much water, but I have to keep flushing those kidneys, keep getting that
Right.
water running down that ureter to try to push that stone out. And he told me that just drink, just keep drinking. So I've been keeping drinking, and every at least once an hour I'm running for the bathroom again. And I'm not usually like that. I can sit here and do 2 hours and never even think about it, and drink coffee and drink water and still not go. But if you would see the amount of liquids I'm consuming today, you'll understand. So
Yeah, well,
if I do
gotta
that,
go out. Okay.
I'll just put this split screen on, put me on break on one side, and you can talk to people or interact with them in the chat.
I'll cover for you. I think we'll be fine.
All right, Ellen, glad you made it, and let me put you up there in your
Okay.
little perch up there, and you'll keep an eye on us and keep an eye on the chat. All right, let me go back to the beginning, to the real early birds. And I mean, we had them today. United Carnivore. Mike Seeley was here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Holy cow. And Peter, Papa Carnivore, was here at 4. Oh, no, he was here at 6:51. Okay, so Mike Seeley was the only one that really came in that many hours early. Mark Booz is here. How you doing, Mark? Hey, I'm third. And then Ellen chimed in.
Yep.
LOL, it's the same 3 early birds. That's true, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's true. And you stayed the same 3 early birds until Tina chimed in. Hi, Tina. Good to see you at 7:20. So you were early. You were 40 minutes early. And Gregory Smith, how you doing, Gregory? Glad you could make it, my friend. Good to see you. And he says he's almost home. And like clockwork, Richard Williams says, good evening, one and all, and you too, old fart, from Copper Hill, Tennessee. Do you feel the love? I feel the respect. I feel the respect. Lisa Russell, how you doing? Hope Mitch is okay this evening. So far, so good. I'll tell you what, I think I let it go a little too far before I took those pain pills. I'm not going to do that again. But I hate taking pills. And it takes a lot of pain to get me to take those drugs. But like I said this morning, I said, when you're in that much pain, your principles and your convictions go right out the windows. Give me the goddamn drugs, quick,
There's
It's a hell of a motivator, I'll tell you. Mark Booth, how you doing, Mark? Good to see you. And Mike Seeley Sr.'s here in Melbourne. Hiya, Michael. How you doing? And Free Texanet. I won't be able to join a live show. Would love to hear reviews on dehydrators and meat slicers. I did one on a meat slicer. I got a meat slicer. It's on my Amazon link page on my website. And it's a really good one, and it's not that expensive. I think it's like $60 or $70. But it works great. It's not for commercial use, but I use it to slice up the pork belly to make these humongous extra thick slices of bacon from the pork belly. It works great. Satya is here. Satya Khalsa. Hi, guys and gals. How you doing? Good to see you. Always good to see you, Satya. CB is here. Carmack. Good evening, Mitch and family. You're out gathering eggs, man. Oh, that must be great. Must be great to just go outside and gather eggs.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we're not even up to 7:42 yet, because at 7:42 I chimed in and said, welcome everybody. So we're still early. But I like to always say hi to the early birds. Tom, Viking 442 is here from Tampa. How you doing, Tom? Do you ever get your power back? I would imagine you got it by now. That's been, 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks ago today was when that storm was. God, it seems like yesterday, and it seems like 10 years ago. Spanky's here, Golf Addict. How you doing? Hello from Vulcan, Canada. Group hug. Nick Sheeson, greeting carnivore friends. Wanda Gerling is here. Hi, Wanda. I'm so glad this happened. Love this twice a day.
I know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I like it. I enjoy doing these more than I enjoy actually making videos. But if you don't make videos, you don't grow on YouTube. You can't grow with just live streams. YouTube doesn't push them out to new people. It only pushes them out to your subs. And since I started doing all these live streams and cutting back on the videos, I've actually lost about 50 subscribers. Good riddance to them anyway. But I don't think it was just a net loss. It was, I usually gain, for every 50 I lose, I might gain 100 normally when I'm putting out a lot of videos that get pushed out to new people. But I haven't gained the 100. I just lost the ones that I normally lose. YouTube loses them for me in a lot of cases. I've had a lot of people.
Well, I did see that disgruntled customer, Mitch, who said he wasn't going to watch you anymore doing the live streams.
Well,
so I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, because I know,
You know how devastated and brokenhearted I am.
I know. So I don't know. Can't please everyone, but I think
you can't.
Are great fun.
But we got a great group. We got a great group of people, and it's enough for me, because even though I have 37,000 some subscribers, I have a small group of actual regular viewers, and that's much more important to me. And most of those 37,000 have forgotten long ago who I am. Paul Molden, how you doing? Paul from Colorado, good to see you. And Peter says he's back. Peter and Mark and Spanky and Peter and Spanky and Free Texanet is back. Mark Booze, all the people, Papa Carnivore. You guys are just chatting away. I'm looking for somebody new that I haven't said hi to yet. I guess I might have to get up to where the stream actually started. These are all people in the private community that have become great friends and just talk to each other like crazy in the chats. David Dees, how you doing? Hope Mitch is feeling better. I am. I'm feeling fine right now. And it hits me especially hard, I think, because I just don't take any stimulants other than maybe a little caffeine and a cup of coffee in the morning. But I don't drink, I don't take any mind-altering drugs. These things, they work on me. Plus, I'm not that big a guy. I weigh 138 pounds, so it's not like I have a ton of body weight to absorb all these drugs. I used to, but I don't anymore. These like the music. William McCartney, how you doing? Hi to you. And Stephen Albeck is here, wishing me well. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. And Rain Dancer's here. How you doing? Hey, guys, started 7:28 and taking off my nighttime BP medicines. Good for you. And yes, the doctors are brainwashed. When I was in the emergency room, my son was praying I wouldn't mention or get started on a lecture. But sorry, I can't help myself. I just can't help myself. And somehow I've got this one nurse, sweet girl, but obviously in very young, but very overweight and in very poor health. And I don't remember how it came up. It doesn't take much to trigger me to start, honest. I said, I don't eat any plants. That's why I think I was explaining to her why my kidney stones were shrinking and starting to move and why I was there. And she looked at me in horror. And she says, well, where do you get your vitamins? Honest to God, she said, where do you get your vitamins? I said, I get everything I need from meat. I mean, you should have seen that look. It was as if she was expecting me to keel over dead on the spot from malnutrition because I didn't eat fruits and vegetables. It was crazy. And that's what they believe. I said, you don't need that stuff. You don't need plants. Oh, yeah. And out came all the pat answers. And you know what they are. You have to eat a balanced diet. You can eat anything in moderation. And I was ready to throw up. Not from the pain, but from hearing that, having to hear that again from somebody who was obviously very, very unhealthy, giving nutritional advice to a 77-year-old man standing in front of her in better health than probably anybody she had seen that entire day, other than a kidney stone, which is not a metabolic disorder. It's a poisoning from too many plants. So it was, there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. These beliefs are so firmly entrenched in them, especially in the medical community, and most of them are very unhealthy looking. In between when they run outside for their cigarette breaks. Cigarette in one hand, donut in the other. Okay, who we got here? Dirty Larsenite. That's an unusual name. I would have remembered that one. Dirty Larsenite. How you doing there, Dirty? From Michigan. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but it's good to see you either way. Meetitudes is here. How you doing? Hello, Mitch. Hello to all the chatters and viewers. We got Jiffy. Jiffy, good evening, Mitch and all. Glad to see you, Mitch. Hope you are better. I'm not over it yet. I'm not over it. I gotta ride this out. It's going to take a while, but I'm managing it fine. I'm going to try to make it to my eye doctor rescheduled appointment tomorrow afternoon, and hope I can make that. I really need to get new glasses so I can find it a lot easier to read the computer screen. These have just become too strong, and I've told people that my eyes have actually improved. I don't need nearly the magnification. So I'm wearing glasses that are basically too strong, and it's hard. It's hard. So hopefully tomorrow I will get them ordered and have them in a week or so. Zena, how you doing, Zena? Who's this? Chessie's Adventures. Hello, how are you doing? And Tammy's here. Hiya, Tammy. So good that you're feeling better. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the well wishes from everybody. That was great. Jerry Vodstush, looking forward to meeting you, Jerry, on Friday. We're having our meetup at the Terra Gaucha Brazilian Steakhouse. And Ellen, you have to remind me sometime in the chat that I want to Google it and pull up a map and show people where it is and how to find it where it are. Yeah, show people where it is and how to find it. So I don't want to forget to do that. And you know me, I get started and I get gone and I forget those things. Mark C is here. Hi, Mark. Great to see you. Good to see you as usual. HWMOL or HWMO Liberty. Good to see you, my friend. Randy K's here. Hey, Randy. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Heading on I-80 westbound Sinclair, Wyoming to Boise, Idaho. You know, that doesn't sound like a bad life, man. Out there traveling, camping in your truck. I could probably do that if I had the patience to put up with the drivers. I probably would be in jail for murder after about 2 days of that. So probably better I leave the driving to you. Ivy has a question. Look, I found it myself. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Mitch. What condiments are allowed except for salt? What drinks are allowed except for coffee? Is cheese allowed? If yes, then what kind? Thank you. That's an interesting question. And the operative word that you put in there is allowed. And when you talk about whether something is allowed or not, you're kind of assuming that there is a body of people that make the rules and determine what's allowed, and that there is no such thing. There is carnivore, but the definitions of carnivore are definitions that we've made, and everybody has their own level of it. And then you get it when you start getting too many carbs, you get into keto. Now, strict carnivore, as say Sean Baker or Anthony Chafee define it, is just meat, salt, and water. Period. Meat, salt, and water. But that doesn't mean you're not allowed to do that. Nobody can tell you what you can do or not. That's a decision we all make for themselves. And if you know me, if you've seen me before, Ivy, you know that I don't presume to tell anybody what they need to do. I tell them what I do and what effects it's had, and then everybody can make their own decision. And that's how I feel about my coffee and my cigars. It's nobody's business. I'll call myself a carnivore if I want, because I don't eat carbs. I don't get carbs from, well, I might get a carb from a cup of coffee. I get no carbs from my cigars. So I'm a carnivore. I'm a meat eater. I don't use spices. I don't use condiments. And I drink only water. That's me. You can do anything you want as long as you come to terms with whether it's hurting you or not. For example, if you were to drink drinks with artificial sweeteners in them, that would actually be okay unless you're a very hard carb addict and those sweet tastes trigger your carb addictions and cause you to binge. Okay? So that's, there are no rules. There's only just right. You know, who was that said, no rules, just right? Some company used that as a slogan. You decide what condiments are allowed, and you just have to look at what they are, and if they contain sugar, and if that sugar stops you from achieving your goals. Same thing with the drinks. Cheese, a lot of people do eat cheese and dairy products, but it's got to be high-fat dairy, because anything that has milk in it has sugar, has lactose. Skim cheeses have lactose. So you want to have just hard, high-fat cheeses. And I think that you'll be fine. And I think you'll find what I found is that when I got rid of the condiments, I actually learned that the meat without all those things tastes a hell of a lot better than it does when you smear all that sugary crap on it. So the only thing I ever use, I have a seasoning blend. It's called The Blend. It has salt, pepper, and a little garlic in it. That's it. And I don't normally use pepper and garlic, but when I air fry chicken wings or chicken thighs, I like to put that on the skin. It gives it a nice little taste. And I do that every once in a while. And it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't cause any cravings. It doesn't throw me off. So you decide. You decide what you want. And then when you've got it nailed down, you come up with your own version, Ivy. Ivy's carnivore. And you decide what's allowed on, on your version of carnivore. Hope that answered your question. Boyd Lamb. Hey, Boyd, how you doing? How the hell is Mitch? Not nodding with all the Dilaudid and oxycodone. No Dilaudid this time. That was 10 years ago. That stuff is incredible. I still remember how it felt because they inject it through that IV catheter that they put in you because they know they're going to be sticking needles. So they put one thing in you and then it's got a thing sticking out of it that they can put the needles in without sticking them in your arm. That stuff, when they injected into my arm, it felt like they were injecting ice water. It felt that cold going in, and I still remember it. And I could feel that drug spreading. I could just feel it spreading through my body, and it hit me instantly. And all the pain just disappeared, and I was high as a kite. I don't know. I didn't like the feeling all that much, but it took the pain away. These two different pills they got me on seemed to work great. Seemed to work great in combination. Better, I think, or as well as the Dilaudid without nearly as much of a side effect to it. So I think they're onto something with that. So that's Boyd. And then we got Billy Batts says, You got any opinion on the political battle coming up? I do. I have all kinds of opinions, and I unsuccessfully most of the time, or I at least try to keep them to myself, because this whole political thing is very, very disturbing. But most people who know me know exactly how I feel. We talk about that a little bit in a private community, but I stay out of it because I don't want to offend people, and it's not my position to tell people how to vote, because trying to change somebody's mind politically is like trying to get them to change their religion. And you know what they say, there's two subjects you just stay away from when you're talking to a group of people that contain a mix of everybody, and that is politics and religion. But do I have opinions? How much time have you got between now and election day? I don't think I could actually cover all the opinions that I have between now and then. But thanks for asking. Less junk, more health. Hi, Mitch. Hi, everyone. Lewis L is here. Lewis, I believe, is in New York City. How you doing? Glad you're well. Jesse's Adventures loves my shirt. Thank you. Yes, I felt like I had better wear something to keep me awake tonight. And interestingly enough, I'm tired, but I'm not weary. And I'll probably still end up staying up to 11 or 12. CB likes Oxy too. Yeah, oxycodone. It's oxycodone and acetaminophen, which is great stuff. I see that we got, and I'm going to skip down a little ways in chat because I want to acknowledge, where is it? Holy cow, look at all the chats. I'll try to get back to it. I want to put it up on the screen. Where is it? There it is. Sherry Morgan, thank you so much. Good to see you here tonight. Good to see you. Good to see you here. I'm watching Sherry's video. She's doing a 90-day handstand challenge. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but today was day 60, I think. We're keeping an eye on you there, young lady. So do well. Here's a little bit of pocket change to tip that hot nurse to give you a back rub along with your sponge bath while recovering. Oh, Sherry. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen in this case. But if you see it pass, are you going to save it for show and tell? Well, you know, that's interesting. They tell you in the Bible here that they give you, they tell you all about what you need to do. And there's a place in here where they actually tell you that you should pee through some kind of a filter. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. They have a picture of it. I don't know. These are kind of junky black and white copies, but let's see. I'll see if you can see it here. They show you a picture, see, where you're holding that, what looks like a funnel or a strainer.
Oh, to collect your stones.
To collect your stones, yeah. And they wanted me to do that the first time when I had my first kidney stone. And I did religiously, but I never peed it out. They had to go in and get it. So I missed that opportunity. But what a pain in the ass that is. Every time you have to go to the bathroom, you got to get your apparatus out and piss through the screen. And so I just haven't been doing it. And what do I care? You know, there's a reason why they do that. And the only reason is they want to send it to the lab. They want to see if it's a uric acid stone, a calcium oxalate stone, you know, because that can help them recommend changes you might need to make to stop getting them.
Right. But
I'm
you
not
already
worried about
know.
that. I know why I got them.
You already know it.
Yeah, I know why I got them. And but if I get to the point where I think it might be starting to pass, I might take a piece of cloth or something, you know, porous cloth, and see if I can't catch it. This thing is 6 millimeters across, That's about the size of a pencil eraser. So it's not a. And I got a holy mackerel. Sherry, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. I got a comment from a lady today who said she had a 20 millimeter kidney stone. Now, 24 millimeters is an inch. That's like a golf ball, for God's sakes. I
Ouch.
mean, I'm sure they had to remove that surgically, but can you imagine? That's the biggest kidney stone. I had one that was 11 millimeters, a little over a centimeter, about a half an inch. It's probably still in there. It was the biggest one I had, and I still have some of them in my kidneys. And eventually, I'm going to be in for this until they're all gone. You know, they're gonna get dissolve and get smaller and smaller as my body dumps the oxalates, and eventually they're going to get small enough to start moving around, and then they'll find their way out. And that's just one of the downsides of oxalate dumping when you go on carnivore. Now, is it good for your health? Hell yes. To get those stones out of your kidneys is, definitely a good thing. Now, what a lot of people do, and my urologist at the VA had kind of suggested this to me, and then immediately after she suggested it, she followed up with a statement, yeah, but we don't do that at the VA hospital in Orlando anymore. And I'd have to send you out into the private community. I said, well, okay. So she gave me a doctor out there who turned out to be the biggest clown that I ever met. I ran out of his office screaming, escaping what this guy might want to do to me. I've never seen anything like it. And unfortunately, the kind of doctors that take referrals from the VA are probably at the bottom of the barrel as far as talent. They're doctors that just need business from anywhere. That's not the kind of doctor I want. I want a doctor who's in high demand because he's so good. It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. So, but what they wanted to do to me was, there's a procedure called lithotripsy. We've all heard about it. They bust them up with ultrasonic sound waves. And what they do is, if you got a whole bunch of big stones in your kidneys, the first thing they do is they go in and they put stents in your ureters. So, because when they bust those things up into a big number of tiny little stones, you're going to pass them. So if they've got your ureters all stented, they're going to pass. They're not going to cause you that much pain. And I said, I don't know if I want to go through that either. So I chose the route. When I went on carnivore, I said, well, it's not all going to happen at once, and it's been 2 years before the first one, I think, that caused me any trouble. I think I passed a couple of smaller ones with no trouble. But this one caused me trouble because it's bigger. At any rate, and now down to B. Matt. Thank you. Thank you, Matt, so much. Question. Have you ever eaten frozen beef patties cooked in an air fryer? No. I have cooked frozen steaks in an air fryer, but I've never bought those frozen patties. And don't ask me why not. Don't ask me why not. I keep saying and promising myself the next time I go into Costco or Sam's Club, I'm going to look at the package and look at the ingredients. But I seem to have a natural aversion now to just kind of dismiss any food that comes in a box with a label on it with a list of ingredients. I just kind of automatically, and some of that stuff is probably great. Probably very good, nothing wrong with it, but I just kind of ignore it and go right for the fresh stuff if I can find it, then freeze it myself. Then I know what I got. I know what I got. It didn't come out of a factory where it went through a lot of big machines, and God knows what they might put in it, but I'm sure that would work fine. You can cook anything from frozen in an air fryer. You just have to nail down the time and temperature to cook it. So thank you for the super chat, Matt. Appreciate that very much.
So, Mitch.
Yes.
Today is Tammy Pitchard's 2-year carniversary.
Tammy, Tammy Pitarch.
Tammy Pitarch. Thank you.
Yes.
You pronounced it better. One of our regular
Yes, Tammy. Yeah, happy
members.
birthday. Happy birthday. I wish I had the birthday song here to play for you.
Carniversary. It's not her birthday. It's her.
Oh, Carniversary. Well, the best I can do for you.
And she has a question while you're loopy, you know.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You take a flu shot. So
do I take a flu shot?
Mm-hmm.
I used to take one every year, and I took all the recommended vaccines. This was before COVID. I never even thought to not trust them. None of them ever hurt me. I never got the flu. I said, well, maybe, it's just prophylactic. Better safe than sorry. I took the pneumonia shot, the series of 2. I took the shingles shot. No. I did, and none of that, and everything was fine. But then COVID came along, and I started seeing what they're messing with. And as much as I trust the medical community, I pretty much said to myself, you know what? I don't know what they're putting in that flu shot anymore. They used to publish what was in it. They used to publish the different strains. They could stick anything they want in there now, and they're not. I mean, they would do it too. These people are evil.
Yeah, right. And we have to be a little careful because this is a hot button on YouTube, the V word, so. But
a lot of people say it now. I mean, we talk about it. I try not to. Oh, the V word, the jab. I try not to talk about any of that stuff because I got nothing really to add.
But no, I think to talk about it a little bit is good. I don't know. I guess you'll find out. I just hear a lot of people using buzzwords and all of this. So
they all do that because
algorithms.
We think we have free speech, but
no, we don't. But
as long as you're saying what they want to hear, you're free to say it. That's what we have now. But I have not gotten a flu shot since then.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat's chiming in, saying they all refuse them. Here's a question from Stephen Albeck. Question: have you ever come across a low watt or amp air fryer? Not really. Those things all have to create amazing heat. I think there's maybe 110, 20 watts might be the smallest one you might find, but I haven't come across it. Thank you, Nick Sheeson, for reminding everybody to please like, subscribe, type QQQ to ask a question. And those are words you'll never hear, and I don't think you've ever heard come out of my mouth. I've never told anybody to like and subscribe, have I? I may be the only YouTuber on the planet that doesn't come right out and keep saying like and subscribe, I don't do it. I don't do it. I let people make up their own minds.
Yeah, good. That's annoying. I do now because it's a little part of my job once in a while. In fact, I'll do it now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. Kim Griffiths. That's funny. Kim Griffiths. Look at the name. Look at the name of the doctor. Brian Chase Griffith. Yes. You have an S on the end of your name. Are you related to him, maybe? Okay, so let me get back up here in this chat. There's a lot of people here. I like to say hi to people. Catfish, how you doing? From Ecuador. I found great steaks in Lojo, Ecuador for great, as that's supposed to be prices. Porterhouse, $5.36 a pound. Ribeye, $3.70. Holy mackerel! I'm moving to Ecuador. That's fabulous. And I'm just going to scroll around here and pick out some names I haven't said hi to. I think I said hi to Fran Mariah. A lot of these comments are talking to somebody else. And there's Mark's wife, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How you doing? See, I missed Aunt B. There's Aunt B. And everybody's saying hi to everybody. Mama Cracker, Patty, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Lori's Carnivore Story is here. Carney Lori. And who is this Scooby person? I know her. There's Tammy. Happy Carniversary, man. You've been doing it almost as long as I have. Wow. I'm 2 years and just a few days shy of 2 years and 3 months. Time really flies. God, I got to tell you. I got to tell you. And I'm searching around. You see any questions anywhere, Ellen?
Not anymore after that one. I'm gonna see if there's some without the cues or some comments.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking around at them.
Got that. I could go on and on about that last one, but I don't want to.
No, it's not a great topic to talk about on YouTube because give them, although we're such a small, insignificant bunch of people here in the overall scope of what's going on YouTube, that why they would want to pay attention to me, I don't know. I think any throttling we have is basically all done by algorithm because of the channel name has Carnivore in the name. That's all it takes.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Polish Mike.
Polish Mike.
I think this is a little sarcastic, but we'll see. Are they giving you money back after you filter and give them the stones back?
You think maybe that's sarcastic? Do you think? Yeah.
Well, you deserve money because kidney stones are their fault and their dietary.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of an interesting.
I agree, but I don't think you get very far in a court of law with that. I mean, think of what you'd have to prove. Think of what you'd have to prove. Even though we all know it's true that the dietary regulations are killing us, imagine trying to prove that in court against the money that pushes it on us. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Somebody here named Cole's Attic, I see. Says, hi, Nick.
Funny. I'm just gonna have you ever used ghee? The clarified butter, Mitch?
Ghee. Oh yeah, I have ghee that is pasture raised. Mm-hmm. I get it on Amazon. It's not cheap, but it's really good, and I use it mostly on seafood. Like I heat it up for shrimp and things like that for clarified butter. I don't use much of it cooking. I use the Curry Gold butter, which I really like. And I use that when I do cook things in butter. I use Kerry Gold. But the ghee, I really like. If I feel like a treat and I go out and buy myself a couple pounds of snow crab legs.
Yum.
Or if I was going to eat a lobster tail. And even shrimp. Since I don't want to be dipping it in that red cocktail sauce. I'll use clarified butter. And that's all the ghee is. It's clarified butter. All the everything but the pure fat is taken out of it, and it's clear. You know what they serve you with seafood, and I like that. And I still haven't used up a complete jar of that yet, so I don't use it that often. But yes, ghee is very, very good, very good. And I see Spanky gave a super chat here, and I want to acknowledge that. Oh, I also want to acknowledge a new channel member. Meetitudes, welcome. Welcome to the private community, and we're going to have yet another live stream tomorrow night. Wow. I'm trying to set a new all-time record for the number of live streams in 2 days. Between today and tomorrow, it'll be 4. In 2 different studios, one outdoor studio and one indoor studio. There are some that would think I'm getting obsessive compulsive about this, but I'm having a good time. Media Tubes became a YouTube member. Welcome, welcome. I hope to see you Thursday night. You'll see a whole new bunch of videos open up to you that you have access to now that you didn't before. All the live streams, the past member live streams. So hope to see you. Yeah, hope to see you there. Maybe we can even convince you to click the link and come in and join us on screen in your own little window and see if you can put up with these clowns that I get coming in here every week. No, guys, I love you. You know I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. I am all the way down to the... I tell you, I might have the most prolific chatters of any community on the internet. This is crazy. Look at, I'm scrolling. There it is. Spanky, Golf Addict, thank you so much. Mitch, I pray you get through this quickly and as painlessly as possible. I passed 5 stones a few months ago. 5 of them. Holy cow. And it hurt like friggin' hell. I understand. You rock, Mitch, and thank you for being you. Cheers. Thank you, Spanky. Wonderful. Wonderful of you to say. Thank you so much. I mean that. I mean that. And get your ass into our chat tomorrow night. You haven't been spending a lot of time with us lately. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Thank you. And Sherry is still here. Sherry says, I have 5 brands of ghee. You're worse than me, Sherry. Lately using the sticky for my ribeye. It's crazy. But yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Greg Smith says, clarified butter is great to cook with high smoke point and very easy to make. Yeah, I've never made it. Believe it or not. And who else we got here? Sandra. Sandra's McDonald from Australia. How you doing, Sandra? Here in Australia, they use anti-inflammatory suppositories in the hospital to treat kidney stone pain. It puts idiots who might go back to old habits. She says, I never heard of that. She says it's an excellent pain treatment, and to which Aunt B says, ouch. I'm with you. I'm with you, B. I am with you.
Mitch, Gregory Smith says it looks like you've been out in the sun, but I think it's probably a little flush from the medication.
I don't know. No, I have been out in the sun.
Either. Maybe you have been out in the sun.
I've been in the sun a little bit. I sometimes in the afternoon. I mean, at least once a week, maybe a little more. I have a little portable folding lounge chair that lays out flat, and I take it out behind my house, back where I shoot those videos sometimes, and the sun's shining straight down. I take off my shirt and I just lay out there in the sun.
Excellent.
And it just feels good. It just feels good. Yeah.
Now, do you get naked?
No.
Yeah, because one of the people that I really follow, Jack Cruz, who I don't know if anyone in the audience knows him, but he is the all about the light. He suggests, he says you want to get the sun on all of your body parts.
Oh, I know. I've done that. I've done that on a, believe it or not, I did that. When I had airplanes and I was flying all over the place myself, we used to fly, and I was still married way back when. We used to go to an island in the Bahamas called Cat Island. And there was a horseshoe-shaped beach called Fernandez Bay. Wow. And there's almost nobody on it, and it is a nude beach. I mean, you do whatever you want. And I used to run around on that beach naked and get the sun, and there was nothing that felt better than that. But I don't know if I'd want to do it around a whole lot of people.
Yeah, you have to have the right
especially not at my age. At my age now, there are a few wrinkles here and there,
Yeah, you have to have the right place to be able to do that.
Yeah, you do. But I've done some nude sunbathing. As long as I have a nice private place to do it, I would do it because it really feels great and it's good for you. But there's not many places you can do it without getting your ass thrown in jail. Your naked ass thrown in jail. Oh, I see this whole ghee thing started. Is there anything else I can use instead of butter? Kim Griffiths said. Yeah, okay. I think I'm getting down near I'm almost at the bottom of the chat here. Yeah, Greg, I see that when Gregory Smith said, looks like you've been out in the sun. Oh no. Sherry says, my guinea pig died from a 6 millimeter kidney stone caught in his urethra. 5,000. You spent $5,000 on guinea pig surgery. Wow, you must love those. I guess, well, I know you love those little pigs, but he died from it. Wow. Well, I think I stand a better chance of surviving a stone that size than a little tiny guinea pig. That would be like me getting a bowling ball stuck in my urethra. Naruto Kuda's here. Hiya, Naruto. How you doing? How you doing? Naruto Kunis has been with me, I think, since I started this channel, and she comments on most of the videos and is very, very loyal follower. I thank you for that. Thank you for that. Let's see. Now we're talking about ghee again. Sherry said, I just made a carnivore bar using brown butter and dehydrated beef. You know, that probably wouldn't be half bad. That would probably be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. The problem with me, I don't go in for that stuff because I don't go anywhere where I would need to take a meal with me. And most people who make the jerky and those kind of things, they do it as a snack. And the way I do carnivore, it doesn't, and I hate to use the word allow again, but that's my rule. I think that snacking is not the best thing to do. I think you should eat your meal, eat the whole meal, and then stop eating and let it digest before you eat again. And then when you eat again, you eat another meal. Snacking is a concept that seemed to have evolved when we started living on sugar because we needed to have a dose of sugar every 2 hours. And yet we couldn't eat a meal, so we started inventing ways, legitimate ways to eat between meals, and that turned into snacking, which is now just firmly embedded in how we live our lives in modern society. I don't think cavemen were snacking, honest to God. And I don't know if I would have really enjoyed being Oh, Lori says, ooh, Mitch, shirt off.
Oh, I love the church. Well, and Mitch, even though, I know we don't believe all of the science, but some of it is valid. They've shown that, it's a good idea. Your system needs like 4 or 5 hours to process everything and clear itself out. So, and you've talked about this in other videos.
I've talked about it, yeah, a lot. And
all the time. So if you're constantly shoving stuff in, then you're not letting, things.
No, you're interrupting a cycle.
What analogy do you use?
I use analogy. I say it's like stopping your dishwasher halfway through the cycle and putting more dirty dishes in. Well,
that's perfect.
The new dishes never get to go through a complete cycle. They get thrown in with the rest. They never get processed right. Also, drinking too many liquids while you're eating just dilutes your stomach acid, and you need that acidic, low pH stomach acid to, tear apart the meat, reduce the meat down into a liquid soup of amino acids, break up the proteins. And we keep doing all these things, and what we end up with is food that carries a lot of nutrients out of our body instead of absorbing them because it hasn't had time. But you can't get people to do that, especially not in this world. How many people you see when you're out on the highway driving? That's when they're eating their meals. They're cramming a sandwich or stopping at a McDonald's drive-through and eating it on the way from here to there. And then when they get there, they head right for the snack bar. We've turned ourselves into grazers. We graze now, like a cow. We start eating the minute we wake up, and we stop eating right before, as we're climbing into bed, we're chewing the last of whatever snack we were eating. It's not good for us. I find that by just eating 2 meals and not eating any snacks, I don't ever want to eat. I don't think about food. I don't need to do that anymore.
Hmm. But a lot of us, that's what I was told by all the GI doctors, that I should eat frequent small meals.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
So,
They
so,
and lots of fiber too. Yeah, lots of fiber. Yeah.
hence here I am. So would this be a good time for you to pull up the map? You wanted to do that.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me go over here and get this screen.
The
And I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to show you this right here like this. And you can see, pardon all my icons and other stuff up there. But let me get Sherry's question, comment off of there. And I'm going to Google TerraGaucha Melbourne. And that should take me right to it. Terra Gaucha Brazilian Steakhouse. And this is their website. I think they got a bunch of them. Yes, that looks Brazilian, doesn't it? Look at that. Holy cow. How cool is that? Make a reservation. Okay, the ultimate. Yes, parties and groups. Tell me where it is. I think a better, it might not be the best way to find it. Let's see about us, find us. Locations, here we go. Oh, yes. So let's check this one out here. That doesn't work. Okay, that's not the best way to do that. So let me go back to Google. Let me just get up Google Maps, because sometimes that's the best way to do something. And let's just type Terra Gaucha and Terra Gaucha Brazilian Steakhouse, Tampa, Jacksonville. Well, that doesn't help me either. Melbourne. Oh man, I thought I've done this before and I went right to it and I don't remember how I did it. Help me. Help me.
It's a little harder on those pain pills.
TerraGaucha Brazilian Steakhouse, Melbourne. Florida.
Are you looking for the name of it?
Here it is. Here it is.
Estampa
Gaucha, Melbourne, Florida.
Yay, okay.
Doesn't have directions here. Is your tongs ready? Oh, there you go. Book your event reservations, gift card. Surely. Oh, this is locations. Melbourne, Florida. Okay, well that found it. That got us there. Okay. Oh, it's Estampa. It's not Terra Gaucha. It's Estampa Gaucha. Ah, God. Sorry, guys. We started talking about Estampa Gaucha. I think that's it. Melbourne, Florida. But show me where it is. Here I know where it is because I know how to get there, but everybody else has to find it.
That's it. Estampa Gaucha.
Yeah, is that what Mike Seeley said the name of it was, or did he say Terra?
That is what he said.
Okay, all right, because I think the one in Tampa was Terra Gaucho, or something like that. And
this one is different.
Book your event, reservations, group dining, gift card, locations, group dining, reservation, gift card, contact. Maybe it's on the contact us page. Melbourne, Florida. There you go. Here's a map. Okay, so go to the contact us page. And the address is 1700 West New Haven Ave. It's in the Melbourne Mall. And you can, don't tell me that's not it. Yeah, it's got to be a clickable map.
Yeah.
Or you double click too. You double click. At any rate, it's right off of 192. And if you go over here to you will get to Interstate 95. So you go Interstate 95. There's Interstate 95 right there. You find a map. Come up Interstate 95 to US 192 or West New Haven Avenue. You go a couple miles down West New Haven Avenue, and you'll see the Melbourne Square Mall on the left. Past it. And it's right at the main entrance, right in the middle of the mall. This main entrance, and it sits right there at the main entrance. It's not, and that's where it is. And why can't I? There it is. I can. I have to hold down Control, but I can zoom in. So there's the mall, and this is the main entrance right here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing with my mouse or not. Maybe too small, but it's right there. A Stampa gotcha. I am out of it tonight, guys. Honest to God. They say, they joke about drinking and dialing. Don't drink and dial. Don't make phone calls when you're drunk. Well, this is the equivalent of don't live stream when you're high on painkillers. Bad idea. But that's where it is, and we're going to be there. And they open at 11:30. I mean, when I say they open, you can't even get in the mall.
Wow.
They don't open the mall so we'll all, there's a little courtyard out front there where they have some benches and you sit down, and outside at the main entrance to the mall, and that's where we gathered the last time. Now Mike Seeley and his father and Michael's wife are going to be there tomorrow as well, and they invited me to join them for lunch tomorrow. It's Mike Senior's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to be there 2 days in a row, and I said because I have a live stream tomorrow night, because I have a optometrist appointment tomorrow, I have a live stream, and I said to Mike, and I'm fighting the kidney stone thing. I said I don't think I'm going to be able to make it 2 days in a row and stuff myself full of meat, because I don't want to eat that much, because when you do get the pain from this kidney stone, one of the things that happens is your stomach just goes nuts. You get cramps and pains, and it's very uncomfortable. So, and it's amazing how one little stone rubbing against a few little nerves can trigger such a response of pain in things that are a foot away. Even in your groin, it's like somebody kicked you right there. I mean, it's horrible. It's excruciatingly painful. So,
sounds awful.
I'm not going to make it tomorrow if Mike's here listening to this. I'm just not going to make it tomorrow, but I will try to time out the pain pills and make sure. I certainly wouldn't want to miss Friday.
Yeah, you can't do it all because you have to be able to drive Friday, right? Or what?
I can drive now. I'm okay to drive.
I don't know if you should be driving right. If you should be driving.
Yeah. I'm not that far out of it. Honest, not that far out of it. I can drive, but listen, I have to drive. I have to drive to the eye doctor tomorrow, so I'll be fine. My car drives itself. I've got
some of them do. Okay, well,
mine comes pretty close because it's got the lane keep assist.
Yeah.
That actually uses LiDAR and GPS, and when you're on an interstate highway and you tell that thing to stay in the lane, it nails it.
Really.
And then it also has adaptive cruise control, which if the person in front of you comes to a stop, your car will come to a complete stop and just sit there and wait. And then when they start moving again, your car will start moving. In stop and go traffic, it's unbelievable. You don't even have to, you can just,
wow.
You keep the thing in lane keeping and keep the thing nailed to the car in front of you, and you could, read a book or something because it just goes. And, but you do have to keep your hand on the wheel. And if you're driving along the highway, you got all that thing. It's not self-driving like, say, a Tesla, where it drives by a map and makes turns and everything, but it does keep you in the lane. If you're driving along and you're going like 75 miles an hour, you got it. Speed is clued on the guy in front of you. You can set the distance, how far behind him you want to stay. That's a problem because what happens is people keep cutting in front of you, and then your car sees that other car and slows down, because it's closer to the car in front than you told it to be.
That's
So, yeah, you got to learn how to do it, but you have to keep your hand on the wheel, and it gives you about a minute. When it's on the highway, it gives you a minute. It gives you more time before it starts chiming and dinging. And I don't know what the length of time is, but if it tells you to put your hands on the wheel and you don't, it'll come to a stop. It'll just slow down right in the middle of the highway, right in the lane you're in. It will sit there, come to a stop. Because it assumes you're incapacitated or you died of a heart attack or something, and it just comes to a stop. It doesn't drive off the road or anything, but that's kind of nice when you think about it, to know that at least it's not going to go flying off the highway at 90 miles an hour. So, no, I don't really trust it all that much, but it makes it very easy to drive if you're on a long trip on the interstate.
Well, Jerry Vajtush said he'll give you a ride if you need one. So.
Oh no, I'm fine. Listen, I'm fine. I'm fine. I was out driving this morning. I'm fine. I can drive. I'm very aware. I'm making more fun of myself being looped, but I'm in no way incapacitated.
And it's late too. So
it's late, and it's been a long day. I started at 4:45 this morning after almost no sleep last night. Well, really broken sleep, but I somehow always seem to be able to dig some energy out and keep going. Like I say, I probably will be up to 11 or midnight. What I have gotten in the habit of doing, which is crazy when I think about it, is when this stream ends, I take off my fancy shirt, I throw on a t-shirt, I go back outside, and I watch the replay and light up a cigar and just unwind, just relax, because you do get wound up doing these things. To sit and just keep going solid straight 2 hours trying to not let there be too much of a lull can be taxing. And it's really fun because the morning live streams, which are an hour, they go by so fast you don't even realize. But sometimes, as like right now, it's not even an hour and 15 minutes yet. If I'm not off on a tangent talking about something, that can take up 20 minutes sometimes, my little speeches. I don't think that I'm going to be doing that tonight, unfortunately. But I did want to get together with everybody. We got 100 people in here, 104, and that's fine. That's fine.
Well, it's a very engaged chat, like you said. We've got I said before, all my favorite people, maybe not all, but most of my favorite people are here. It's like getting together with a group of friends at night.
Well, it's always that way in our group. Let me take a look. Let me look at the chat here. And I also told you before I started this, I may not go the full 2 hours tonight. And I may cut it around 9:30. I don't think anybody'd mind all that much.
No, they'll understand.
Yeah, Jerry says a stampa gaucha. Yes, Jerry. Everybody knows shit that I shouldn't know. But I think Terra Gaucho was the one in Tampa, and I for some reason got them confused. How can they both? It's a different chain. How can they both have a name so similar? One of them is Gaucho, I think. The other is Gaucha.
They're Brazilian, looking.
I guess. Here's a cool one. DS111. Yeah. The homeowner at a house we worked on today told me I needed to put on weight. Meanwhile, my boss next to him is 350 pounds. The homeowner also probably thinks I'm a lot younger than 60. Yeah, people tell me, you're too skinny, you're too skinny. Well, you know what? 50 years ago or 75 years ago, the way I am now would not be considered too skinny. But compared to the people today, it's skinny. Mm-hmm. Tammy's, I love this one. Tammy. Don't let Mitch overdo it.
Right. as if I have any control.
Yes, mother. It's time to go to bed. Yes, dear. Yes, mother.
Yeah. But related to that, Mitch, this is perfect. I could not have scripted this better because we have I do just chat, just so you know. The chat does move fast, and I try to keep track of all the questions, as does Mitch. But once in a while, we miss one. And
Yes.
I did the other day, and Boondock asked it was a good question, I thought, and he or she, I can't tell from that name, is here now. So we can do it. Boondock asked, I think it was a couple days ago in the coffee chat. Let's see, Mitch, what's your workout routine? Looks like since you, well, I don't really. It looks like since you cut back, are you still lifting at all? What's your workout routine?
Yeah, not
You're
as
looking
much as not as much. I'm not doing as vigorous as I did when I went to the gym every morning. But I do some push-ups. I do some pull-ups. I squats. I have bands, resistance bands, and I do that. But I'm still trying to find something that doesn't overdo it, because I think as you get to my age, you don't see too many muscle bound 80, people pushing 80. Usually the ones that live the longest are the thinnest ones. And I have to be careful of my joints. I always have, my whole life. I've had to be careful. I have a bad back. My knees were always bad. I've had tennis elbow. You know what that is? That's terrible, and takes months and months for it to heal. So I was overdoing it at the gym and killing myself, and that's why I stopped going to the gym and decided to do it at home. But I to be honest with you, I have been slacking off a little bit in that department, and I'm not proud of that. And I need to start doing a little more, but certainly not any more than a half an hour or 45 minutes every other day or every 3 days. And I still walk. One or two mornings a week I go for a 2-3 mile walk, but I don't overdo it. And I find that I just feel good. I feel good, and I'm not injuring myself at all. So we all have to find what we want to do. You have to, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to keep it up. Nobody can torture themselves for the rest of their life. So you have to find a happy medium. And maybe I'm still looking for that. And I've been so friggin' busy. I'm spending so much of my time doing this YouTube stuff. Most people have no idea how time consuming it is, especially when you're producing videos and doing all the live streams and researching things. And that I almost have no life anymore outside of this. I certainly have no social life. I don't have a single friend that I visit with or who visits me. Nobody ever comes into my house. Never.
Okay. Now I'm going to be rude and interrupt here. No friends. Look at all these friends.
Well, I have tons of friends, but not friends that come over and visit with me, kind of friends, or we go to a movie kind of friends, things like that.
Well, yeah. I know. I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a hard time.
But I'm happy. Believe it or not, I'm very content like this, and as long as I'm content, I don't see the need to feel bad about it. In some respects, it has a lot of advantages, and one of the biggest advantages of it is when I had a lot of friends, they always wanted favors from me. Everybody was like, hey, Mitch, can you do this for me? Hey, Mitch, my computer's broken. Can you fix it? Hey, Mitch, I'm trying to build a website. Can you help me out? Hey, Mitch. And I never asked any of them for a damn thing. So it was always one-sided. And that brings to mind an old saying that I found to be really true. Another old saying. Not one of my father's, but and if anybody ever says to you, hey, could you do me a favor? How many times have people said that to you? Can you do me a favor? Whenever you hear that word, favor, remember this saying. You ready? Today's favor is tomorrow's obligation. You understand what I mean by that? If you do for most people once, they think you owe them for the rest of their life. Today's favor becomes tomorrow's obligation. So you got to be very careful because, whenever that happened to me, I ended up losing a friend because I wasn't going to put up with it. But I found that a lot of people have that tendency. Then there are people that just don't mind doing the same favor over and over again for people. But no, so this was all triggered by the do I still exercise question. And sometimes I don't, yeah, I do. Sometimes I don't do it as a session, a planned session. I don't say, okay, Mitch, we're going to go in there, we're going to work out. I'll be walking by the room, I'll look in the door, I'll see that thing, I'll go in there and I'll do a couple sets of something on it, maybe for 5 minutes. Or I'll say, I think I need to do some squats, and I'll do 50 squats, and that'll be it. There won't be a session or anything. It'll just be squats. So I think, considering I can still do the push-ups and still do the squats, and I'm not really losing strength, but I'm not building, not like when I was in the gym, I was putting on muscle, and maybe I looked better then than I look now, but I'm not unhappy with the way I look, but I'm not going to be entering any bodybuilding contests. That's for sure. That was never me anyway. I was always the kind of non-athletic looking guy that was ashamed to run around with his shirt off. I was the nerd. I was the brain guy. I let the other guys play baseball and football.
Not anymore. Now you are, one of the hot
elderly gentlemen. Thank you. That's very, very flattering. You've never seen me in person, though. It's really fun. It was funny though. When I went to these meetups, when I went to that meetup in Tampa, most people said to me, "You look much better in person." I was surprised to hear that.
Wow,
I really was surprised to hear that because I guess when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we're probably the biggest critics, more critical than anybody else. We might look at something and say, "Oh man," and I do that constantly to myself. I find every flaw, and of course, as I get older, you do get, your skin sags, especially where you lost weight. So you look at that and you go, "Oh, that's not good." But I don't think. But then I look at these other 300-pounders that are running around in Speedos out by the pool here in this community with a belly hanging out 2 feet in front of them. And they're shameless. They parade around like it's something worth looking at. I don't know how people can do that. Honest to God, I don't know how. I get very self-conscious about that. However, it is what it is. These guys are talking about cheesecake. Oh my God.
Here, I call it the
Yeah, I'm still looking around for something to talk about. This again. This
I got a little kudos. Jiffy said, "Thank you, Ellen, for pointing that out to Mitch. We love him. I'm here because I choose to be. We love you, Mitch. Good night."
Thank you.
I got a couple other similar things. So I know what you're saying. It's maybe not the same as real life, but it's still something.
Oh no, you guys are my community. You're my family now. And I'm. That's why I'm. Any opportunity I have to meet any of you in person, I definitely want to do that, and we're going to do it Friday. And
It is.
Oh, you know who's not? Steve Rogers emailed me
Yeah,
today. He couldn't make. He said something came up. He can't make it. So
yeah,
that's
I
too
heard
bad.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did, huh?
I think he said that this morning during the
Oh, did he? Okay, because he
coffee
sent me.
chat.
He sent me
Right.
an email,
Yeah, but he said he'll be at the next one. So that's
and we're
that's.
gonna have more of them. We got to get you down here for one of these.
Oh yes, I'm gonna
I
when in this winter I'm gonna come. Look out! Yeah, you'll be.
okay.
A threat. I'm serious.
That
You got to
that
get out
that
of the frozen tundra.
that's great. I would love for you to come visit.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, I ain't coming up to Wisconsin in the wintertime, but
no, I wouldn't recommend it.
Florida's a great place.
Oh yeah.
Papa Carnivore says, finally done dinner. I'm stuffed with ribeye.
Oh, nice.
I can't eat this late, Peter. I can't do it. I got to be done eating by like 4 o'clock, and then I don't eat anything. I never go. I always go to bed on an empty stomach, and it always feels better that way. I didn't used to be that way. I used to be one of these people that would sit out and eat constantly from after dinner till right before bedtime. For me, watching TV wasn't watching TV without constantly eating. CB says you may be nodding off soon, Mitch. I am. I know that you can sense it in me that I'm just getting weary. I'm finding it harder and harder to be upbeat and entertaining and funny and everything else.
Well, Nelson, Dr. Vasquez, I'll call him that, but I don't know how formal.
Yeah, doctor. He calls himself doctor.
Yeah. Dr. Nelson Vasquez.
Yeah. Is he in? Is he here now?
He is. He just stopped in, and I know he's coming on Friday. Correct?
Oh yeah. Hey Nelson, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Sherry says most guinea pig people are vegans and say that they are strict herbivore. 80, hay and fresh veggies. Vet gave me a list of what not to feed them, and they are all veggies. Do you think meat would hurt? Well, a pig, Sherry, I don't know. Pigs are kind of omnivores. A pig will eat anything. And a pig would eat a human being. I mean, a pig will eat anything. Gangsters used to feed dead bodies to the pigs, and they would eat them. And they'll eat. You can put them in a bin of just garbage, orange peels and all kinds of plant matter, and they'll eat that too. They just they're kind of universal. And I don't know how different physiologically a guinea pig is from just a regular old pig, but I can't imagine that meat would hurt them. But I'm not the guy to ask because I've never raised guinea pigs or ever studied what the appropriate diet for a guinea pig is.
Yeah. I don't think you want the guinea pig community coming after you from.
No, and what I don't know what. Well, obviously you've got all these guinea pigs and you've had them for a while, so whatever you're feeding them seems to work. Tammy says Mitch is strong. Yeah, I'm not. For somebody my weight and size, I'm pretty I'm strong enough. Strong enough. I never thought. I'm almost. When I look at myself in the mirror, I almost say I'm getting wiry, and I never, ever thought that I would be wiry because I always looked in the mirror and saw the Pillsbury Doughboy, if you know what I'm talking about. And even the shape of my face has changed. Everything has changed over the last 2 years dramatically. I'll never look young again because I'm, pushing 80 here. That's scary when I say it that way. I'm 77 and a half, but when I say pushing 80, because the way time flies these days, in a week I'll be 80, it seems. Here's a cool handle. I've never seen it. Mr. and Mrs. Retired and Free, 66 years old. Yes. I like that name. Well, I'm going to just scroll down here and read a couple more of these chats towards the end and probably just say goodnight here pretty soon so that I can be fresh and at it in the morning. and we'll do our morning live stream. I posted the video. It's out there,
Okay.
and I need to send you a link for it. As soon as we finish here, I will send you that link.
Yeah, that comes early. Spanky said that he bought you a coffee. So.
Oh, he did. Oh, look, yes.
Thank you,
A couple people did. I turned off
you
the
took off your
notifications. Yeah, I didn't want I didn't want that to. Yes, we had Sherry. Oh, thank you, Sherry. So sweet of you. Sherry Morgan bought me five coffees. Holy
5
cow!
coffees. Yeah, because
Yes.
you'll probably need
Wow.
them in the morning. Yeah.
Wow. And I see that some people don't put their names in, and I
Oh.
don't see Spanky here. I see Jerry Vajtush bought me a
Maybe
coffee,
his name.
and then there's someone bought me a coffee. Was that you, Spanky? But and Sherry Morgan, and I see a Robert Cartino bought me a coffee. I think Meetitudes, that's Loretta. Okay, great. Now I know your first name. Loretta bought me a coffee, but that was this morning.
Oh, okay.
And then Robert Cartino bought me a coffee, and that was this morning because I already replied and thanked him for that.
Okay.
And then Sherry came in, and that was just during the live stream. Thank you so much, Sherry. What a sweetheart. And BMAT bought me some coffees. I hope you get over the kidney stone issue, Mitch. Thank you, my friend. And Jerry Vajtush and someone. So if you did, Spanky, under your name, I don't know why it didn't go through, but thanks for the thought, man. Maybe it's there. Maybe it'll show up, or maybe you're the someone who bought me the coffee. I don't know who those are. And that's a really funny story. And that was that when I first started getting these coffees, up comes this thing that said, someone bought you a coffee.
Uh-huh.
And my first thought was, that's an interesting name for a YouTube channel, someone.
Uh-huh.
And then about an hour later, I got another coffee from someone. I said, wow, this person's really generous. They bought me 2 coffees. And then all of a sudden, they just kept coming, and it dawned on me that you don't have to put your name in when you buy the coffee. You can kind of do it anonymously, and what they do is they just say someone bought you a coffee, and I finally figured it out after 4 or 5 of those things. I said, no, it can't be. It can't be. It can't be one person buying me coffee like that. And I usually catch on to things quicker than that. I mean, things that aren't right, I usually grab onto them. And yeah, I can't tell you how to feed your guinea pigs there, Sherry.
Yeah. Oh, BMAT says he bought you 5 coffees.
He did. I just
okay. You got
I just said that. Yes, thank you, BMAT. BMAT, 5 coffees. Yes. I hope you get over your kidney stone issue, Mitch, he says. Oh yeah. And Sherry says, here's some coffee. Here's some coffee for your hot nurse to give you your sponge bath. Yeah, she put that in a super chat too. That was great. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much.
You know, you can always hope, right? Yeah.
It's been so long. I don't know. I wonder if I would know what to do with a nurse giving me a sponge bath. My luck. Let me tell you something. My luck. Her name would be Brunhilde. She'd be the name says it all. You understand what I'm getting at. Yeah. And she'd probably kill me.
Okay.
That's funny. Who's this? Cindy Braddock, Digestion. Guinea pigs are herbivores. Here you go. Guinea pigs are herbivores and don't have the enzymes to digest animal protein. There you go, Sherry. Feeding them meat. See, we got such smart people here. There's not a subject we can come up with where somebody probably doesn't have an answer.
I know.
Feeding them can cause digestive upset, dysbiosis and obesity. Okay, live and learn. Obviously, they're not like pigs, regular pigs, because regular pigs can't eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God, does this chat ever end? Mitch is a great teacher and deserves the coffees. Thank you, my friend. DS111. Thanks so much. Thank you. I'm not doing too much teaching tonight, but I'm here.
It's okay.
I'm here. If nothing else, I'm here in spirit. God, this chat just never ends. I got no. Oh, question right at the bottom, last entry.
Aha.
Last entry. AMP question. When are you going to call it a night? I'm tired. B, sweetie, that's all I needed. Was an excuse. And I agree with you, B. I think it's time to call it a night. It's
Yeah.
hell, we did an hour and 35 minutes. That's enough for tonight, considering this was a last minute decision to do this tonight. But at least I still have an unbroken chain of weekly evening live streams, even if one of them was offset by a day. All right, my friends, listen, thanks so much for coming. Thanks for all your generosity. Thanks for participating. Ellen, thanks to you. Thanks to you for keeping me in line and keeping me company. So very nice. Very nice. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I'm going to, you can say goodnight. You can say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everyone.
There you go.
Thanks for being here. It was a good time. Glad you could all be here. And Mitch. Oh, Mitch, you're kind of cute.
I'm colorful. I'm colorful, aren't I? I'm
colorful. And I was going to tell people I'm a little dark because I do this. I'm very careful about my circadian rhythms. I have to have the.
I noticed that, but you're doing it on purpose. Well, that's okay. It's very cinematic looking.
Yeah. Well, it's we won't go into that time, but it's actually really helped me. Good. It took me about a year to get myself straight. So now I'm into all that. So good. I'm a little red. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thanks for being here.
All right. And Sherry's saying good night. Please check out my piggies. They are epic. Yeah. Watch Sherry's channel.
Yes. I put a link into her channel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. Because the pigs are great. And so all you guys, thanks so much for coming. Sherry, Ellen, I'm going to say goodnight to you, and then I'm going to close it out. So we'll see you after. We'll see you after.
Okay.
Stick around.
Okay.
All right, and that's just me and my colorful, loud, red, bright Tropical shirt. And I think we need some traveling music here. Oh, yes, it is time for me to take my own advice. And that is to take the rest of the day off. So, thanks for coming. Always had a good time. I'll see you in the morning. I'll be back 8:30 in the morning so we can all have coffee together. And with all that being said, and before I pass out here, take the rest of the day off, my friends, and eat meat.